Hi, my name is Nishan Reddy. I'll be describing to you how to use a fluorescent microscope. So this is aimed towards future C. elegans users, and I think this would be very helpful to have as a resource. So here's a fluorescent microscope right here. So up here is obviously the optical vision scene. This is kind of like an eye shield, and this is a major part of the microscope. This is called the power box or the photon emitter. And what this does, it emits all the wavelengths of light or the different colors. And the way this microscope works is it shoots these different photons of light, and that's how you get the neurons to fluoresce. So essentially what the power box does is it allows all the different wavelengths of light to be emitted through here, which will then be filtered through this area. And then obviously towards the end it'll be shoot out right around here onto your specimen or microscope slide. Kind of a brief introduction into the microscope is, if you're looking at it from the right side like I am, on this side there'll be a power source that looks like this. You flip that it'll just shoot out regular light, which obviously is just how you use it as a regular microscope. And obviously these are the lens adjusters, so if you want to magnify or demagnify, that's how you do that. So with the lights, obviously the power box is gonna let the light be emitted through here. So these slides that I'm messing with help focus and unfocus the light. So obviously the light gets emitted in photon or light particles. So what these do is they kind of filters some of these out and focuses it. And yeah, you don't have to mess with those too much, unless obviously the light's not coming out as well. So if you're looking at the microscope from the front like I am, you'll see that there's this kind of slide thing with a G, an N, and a B. So what that does is it filters the specific wavelengths or colors of light. So obviously the G stands for green, and from experience you'll be using that wavelength of light for the wild type worms. The N is for neutral, which is just using the microscope normally. And the B is for blue, which is actually the smallest wavelength of light this emits. And when you're using that, I'd recommend looking through this orange visor, since the wavelengths aren't good for your eyes. So yep. Just a quick little side note. So there's a separate part of the microscope called scaling, and it requires this special little ruler kind of thing for scaling your images so you have accurate data. And Mr. B has this ruler, so to get the best results I'd recommend talking to him about using this and actually using this. And it's too long to bring up in this video, but it'll really help your results.
So to get the microscope all started up, first you gotta turn on the photon emitter. So obviously just flip the switch, wait for this little number thing to come on, and let it warm up for a little bit. So while we wait for the photon emitter to warm up, I'm gonna show you how to get onto the program on Mr. B's computer. So what we have right here is Mr. B's computer, obviously. Alright. Then up here in this top right corner or top left corner is Micro Manager. Okay, so you want to double click on that. Wait for it to open up, and this screen will load up. So you just want to press OK. Alright, and then in this top part right here is the camera, the thing that I'm pointing at. So make sure that is in the correct place. Alright, and then you just want to click on Live, which is in this corner right here. And it says Live. Alright, and this little screen will pop up. Alright, and this is what's going to be sending to the camera. So for you to actually see stuff, you'll have to actually adjust the camera and obviously turn off the main light if you haven't already. So once you have the live up, right here in this corner there's exposure time. And what that basically does is it opens and closes the camera while it takes a picture faster. So if you have high exposure time, that means that you have no light at all, so you want the camera to be open to get all the photons. And then if you have a low exposure time, that means that there's a lot of light, so you want to close the camera as fast as possible in order to get the least amount of light and have a clearest photo. And then there's also in this right here is called the gain. I'll point to it. The gain. This should be at 0 usually, and it's the contrast basically of the black and white. So if it's really dark and black, you can increase it, and if it's, again, like you can't see anything, it's like very saturated, you can decrease it. Okay, normally everyone keeps it around 25, and you shouldn't really, you don't need to change it in any way at all. And just a little tip, when you're altering and trying to get the best photo you can, only try and work with the exposure. Don't try and change the gain too much. And if you need any help at all, we have very experienced ASR students here that are very willing to help you. So you can't get the photos you want, don't mess up your results by taking the photo on your own. Get some help if you need it. So once the thing has been warmed up for about 15 minutes or so, like it has, you can press this trigger. Watch as the numbers go up. You want to make it to where it's around 5 or higher. Make sure it's plugged into the back right here, like it is. Turn off the light, which I will do now. And just wait for the color to come. So now you can see in the back, it's shining light. You can see right over there in the corner. You got the photon emitter at around 5 to like 4.78. And you have the whole thing set up. And just for your viewing pleasure, I have a slide. It has fluorescent beads from a project this year. And yeah, I'll show you how to basically get it. So first off, you obviously just want to put in the little slide holder right here. Well, these beads, they are fluorescent with blue light. So obviously when I'm doing all the observations, I should be looking through this orange visor, like I said before, since I don't want to, get any eye damage. And so, let's see. So first I'm going to sift this little, remember the slide with the G at the end of the bead, over to the blue, there's some blue light. Alright, you can adjust it with knobs on this side, this little rod sticking out. You can adjust it left and right, you can try and get in the middle. I'm trying to get it right in the middle. Okay, so now you have it adjusted, you got the light showing, and you should be ready. So, if you are having problems finding your worms, I'd recommend turning on the regular light and then just looking through the regular microscope and trying to find the worms that you want to see, and then turn off the light and view in the software. Alright, so now, let's see, we are on live. Let's see. So it's probably going to be pretty small, so I'll adjust the exposure to make it a little bit higher. Maybe not. Let's see. Maybe keep the gain at 0. So you see it's a little too bright. So maybe lower this back down to 25. Maybe go a little lower. Okay. Alright, well I skipped all this part, but you see the basic process. Just keep on messing with the exposure. If it's too dark, you can raise the exposure, and if it's too bright, then you can lower the exposure and then, mess with the gain. I'll skip over this part since this might take a while, and this is the first time using these beads. Just a quick little side note while I'm making the adjustments. So what you want to do when you have your C. elegans under the microscope is you want to have it on the lowest magnification, so going with the red line. When you're very starting, I'd recommend using the regular light. And obviously when you find your specimen, try to use the knobs on the side right here, and then the big one if you want to make big adjustments, the small one if you want to make small adjustments, to kind of focus on your specimen. Okay, you want to have the clearest picture through the eye holes in order to have the best photos. Alright, so do that before you do the exposure and the actual gain, okay? Alright, so I adjusted it, so I got a exposure time of 50 and a gain of 0, which ironically is this base setup. Alright, anyway, so this is the photo I want. Okay, I'm gonna press stop. I'm gonna go press on this little floppy disk looking thing right here, save as. Put save as image stack. Okay, and now what you want to do, you want to go to desktop, find this little folder with the orange thing in the corner icon right here. Press new folder. Okay, there's a new folder right there for me to work with. Probably put your name and like whatever trial or anything that distinguishes it. So I'm gonna put the Sean trial 1. Okay, so now I have it named. Alright, try and find that same folder. Alright, so you can scroll through here. It's right here in this bottom, or you can press on this top tab and just scroll through and try and find it. But I'm just gonna click right here. Alright, so now if it says save in and then like it has your little folder up in the top. Alright, so now go down to file name and just call it whatever you need. So I'm gonna call it Sean Control 1. And I'm gonna press save in the corner. Alright, so let's say you have all your photos done now. Every single photo. So you can just close out Microscope Manager now. Okay. Sorry, okay, you can get your little, handy dandy little flash drive. And just plug it into one of the USB ports. Just give me a second. So now you plugged it in. You should go into this little folder right here with this little icon. It's like a little folder tab. Give me a second. Okay, there we go. So anyway, so now you got this. So you want to find your disk. Okay, mine's just gonna say probably new volume or removable disk. Yeah, so mine says removable disk. Alright, so what you want to do is you want to go into desktop, try and find the folder that you made. Okay, so here it is. So this is the folder that we made with all the photos we made. You're gonna come up here and you're gonna drag it and you're gonna move it into the disk. Alright, and then the icon should pop up saying downloading it. And yeah, so once it's finished downloading, you can just exit out. You can right click on this and eject it. And yeah, once you're done with that, just pull out a USB drive and you are done. Everything. Alright, you can just simply turn off the box right here. Alright, let's shut down. Okay, make sure everything you use is off, including this main light right here. Obviously you use the switch. Okay, once everything's off, you can just close the computer. And you are done. This was a very basic video explaining how to use a fluorescent microscope. Okay, if you have any specific questions, I'd recommend going to any of the experienced, ASR students that have used the C. elegans. Okay, they are very willing to help, so don't be afraid to ask. And yeah, so that's the basics of using a fluorescent microscope. And I hope you have good luck with your data collection. And see you later. Hi guys, it's me, it's Sean again. So now you've taken all of your photos and you need to collect data. Wow, look! It's a wild sea algae. Anyway, so you need to collect data for your current trial and I'm now wondering, how the heck am I supposed to get data from this?